Hey guys, good morning. Lisa here, Taryn Hill. Welcome to the place we Taryn Hill. Our way to self love and unity consciousness. Okay, I'm super chill out here. All right. I definitely had to download. It put a fire under my ass, despite the calm nature that I'm in right now. Coming outside just calmed me down. But let me tell you something. I just saw a video of a content creator, Kev on Stage. He put a fire under my ass because he created this beautiful app for people of color creators. And the reason why was because he he kept getting shut down by the traditional powers that be, Hollywood, things like that. He's a comedian. I think I said that. All right. So now with that being said, and he was like, yeah, so I just took it upon myself, like, yo, I'm going to create a studio like Tyler Perry did, right? I'm going to create my own studio, all right? And I'm just going to have my comedian homies do what they need to do, fulfill their dreams, uh, produce their movies, their podcasts, whatever the case is. And that's it, because they kept telling me no. And he said, this is the future. And when he said that, it like rung a bell for me, like, this is the future. Like we're looking for like flying cars and something like aliens coming down for us to really know that we're in the future, but we're in the beginning of the future. We're in the quiet before the storm energy. Like this is the breakdown. It's not that dramatic. I mean, it is dramatic with the pandemic. It is dramatic. A lot of people died. Um, but yeah, hell yeah, this is dramatic. Like people losing their jobs, all this, right? We all know that things I do we all know that things won't be the same? All right. I hope we all know that. I hope that's common knowledge. I feel like some people might be waiting for the pandemic to like dwindle out. Like, yeah, I mean, once the pandemic stops, then I can pick this back up, and don't even think like that. Don't wait for that. All right, cuz you don't know how long you're going to wait. Do not wait for the pandemic to fizzle out. All right? Even when it does, whenever it does, this way of being that we're going to have to be in during this pandemic is going to change us forever. You think people after working from home for 2 3 years is going to go back to an office? Fuck out of here. Um, so things like that. All right. So with that being said, let's say you've been working on a dream. Let's say you always wanted to write a book. You had a dream about a book that you want to write. All right, but you had this dream during the old world. I'm calling it old world. Pre-pandemic is old world energy for me. All right. Anybody who fucked in the old world, they don't exist anymore. No, I'm joking. All right, but listen, old world energy. The ideas that you had in the old world, it's time to bring it. It's time to upgrade it. Okay, give it a rebranding, if you will. So, for example, if you had a book that you want to write and you had this idea of, okay, now I need to have a publisher, I need to do this, I need someone to design the book, things like that. What about book signings, book releases? What stores can I sell them in? None of that shit. Like, it's time to adjust and start thinking digitally with whatever goal you have. And the beautiful thing about the digital world is it expands how we express ourselves, right? Now it's like, okay, it can be a book that someone reads, but now it can be interactive. You can include an audio factor to it, right? The visuals could be animations. Like, it's so many different things that are coming into play once we start, now that we're transitioning into more of a digital energy. All right, it's Age of Aquarius energy. That's pretty much a download there. If you're a musician and you're thinking about, oh yeah, I want to Oscar. I don't know. What are I don't know what do people get for music awards? I don't know, but maybe start considering that award shows probably won't be the same, right? So, what are different ways that you can express it? What are different ways, instead of waiting for validation from these traditional organizations that we're used to, how can you take the bull by the horns and put yourself on top? That's what it is, all right? Now, that's where the intuition comes into play. As I mentioned in the Mercury Scorpio retrograde reading, um, with this new world, the quicker you get on board with your intuition, the better. Okay, the better place you'd be in. All right. Your intuition, if you're following your intuition, it's probably already telling you what to do. It's telling you how to move. It's telling you where to move. It's telling places. If you're being led to move to a certain place, you're supposed to be there before things really change, however they change. Um, if you're supposed to leave a relationship, then you're supposed to be with a certain partner in this time. Okay. So whatever your intuition is not telling you shit just so just to give you a hard time. They're trying to put you in the right place, especially if you're not wealthy and you can't get a bunker and like, you know what I mean? And just ride shit out. If this is a Darwinism situation, then intuition is the strongest asset that all of us have right now. So get on it. Make that your top priority. Intuition. How do you follow your intuition? Just ask. Start asking. Your guides are around you. They're waiting for you to ask them questions. Start asking. It's going to be wonky, okay? But the quicker you get it together, the clearer the communication can get. Tarot cards. That's a good way to start too, okay? It's less spooky, all right? It's better that than hearing them fucking talking in your ear, right? Which is probably going to start happening anyway. But if you want to ease yourself into it, probably tarot cards. Start with an oracle deck if you're too intimidated by starting with tarot cards, okay? Oracle decks, they don't require you to learn too much about the different meanings, and oracle decks are all very exclusive to the deck. The meanings are all different, right? Meditation, nature, talking to the trees, imagination. That's a powerful vehicle, especially if you have some goals that you need to tweak. Daydreaming and imagination, that's how your intuition comes through and give you ideas, okay? Start daydreaming more. Automatic writing, that's another way to follow your intuition, okay? Ask a question, put your pen in your hand and start writing with no judgments. Just let your hand write, okay? I know that sounds crazy, but just start writing. And when I say let your hand write, it means like just write. And don't judge the words. Don't worry about the spelling. Don't worry about how it looks. Just write. And the more you do it, the more it'll flow, okay? You'll get used to what automatic writing feels like. Then read it over, okay? You'll get your insight there. That's another way. What's another one? Practice manifestations. Ask for simple things. I want to see a white feather today. And then go about your day. That's it. Practice that every day. That's how you practice becoming a better manifester. If you don't see the white feather, you continue. I want to see a white feather today. Leave it alone, okay? With that, that's going to be, it's all a muscle to practice. So you're going to deal with levels of resistance within yourself, and you're going to have to, jot down notes or make notes to yourself as to why it didn't work out, things like that. The biggest problem with manifesting is that people try to pull up the seeds before they sprout. So it's like if you plant the seed of seeing a white feather, you're overthinking about where's the white feather is going to push it away, right? The biggest, the most, I feel like one of the key steps after asking for something is knowing how to fall back. Ask for the white feather, go along with your day and act as if you don't give a fuck about the white feather anymore. That's how the white feather pops up. It's like with love. When you're not looking for it, it comes in, right? That's just that's the nature of things. When you put too much effort into something, you cause a rub. You don't allow space for the universe to work its magic. That's what overthinking does. You're misusing your creative faculty. Now you're throwing salt. You're like the universe. You ask a question, You ask for a request. You ask for the white feather. The universe hears you. They respond. Now they start sending a white feather. And now you're causing all the static in between you and the white feather with all this thinking. The thinking is causing like a frequency, it's causing static, literally. It's causing static in the frequency, and it's just causing a ripple. That ripple keeps pushing the white feather further and further back. All right? So there's a need to practice in surrendering and having faith, which is saying, I can ask for this white feather and know I'm going to get it. Or I can ask for this white feather and just move on. At least start there, okay? Then the faith can turn into, I know I can ask and receive. Anyway, intuition needs to be the name of the game, the priority for everyone right now, despite what happens next with this election, because the pandemic is still here and the new world is here. All right. So the quicker you get up on it, it's like hopping up on the technology wave before it became Apple, right? This is the energy right now. Hop on the wave. Hop on a work from home wave. Hop on a digital wave. If you gotta freshen up on some skills, okay? If you gotta get some certifications, whatever it is that you gotta do. These are practical steps. I'm not talking about some airy fairy shit. I'm saying like get your intuitive guidance, okay, from the ethers, pull it down onto earth and make some real practical steps so you can be prospering as a human in a very real life practical sense. All right? Don't leave it up to the government to try and figure out what to do next. Don't leave it up to them. Don't leave it up to anybody. Don't leave it up to your friends and their opinions. Don't leave it up to your mate and their validation. All right. This went longer than expected. All right, this one is for free. um, the majority is going to be on Patreon now. So check out the Patreon link. I'll be doing more of those there, more of these over there. All right. Until we meet again, peace, stay safe, much love.